All right. So right now on your screen, you see probably nothing, but we'll get that fixed here in just a second. But I did want to come live with you to talk about a severe weather threat that we are seeing today. So again, pay no attention to that box there that is completely empty. I'll get that fixed here in just a second. But for right now, we are expecting a threat for some severe weather later on today. And that severe weather threat as we go through the day is really going to be across central New York. I think that New York City is actually going to be, for the most part, escaping this severe weather threat. So there you have the radar right now. Where we're looking at is across mainly western New York right now, where there are some showers and thunderstorms that are popping up. So as you look at the radar there are some showers and storms that are approaching Buffalo. So these are not the severe weather storms that we're going to be watching for later on today. This is actually just a leading edge of even more humid air that's going to come in as we head into this afternoon. So as we head into late morning, afternoon, the humidity is going to increase. The amount of sunshine will destabilize the atmosphere. We're going to have some change with wind direction. And all of those ingredients are going to come together to create this increased threat for some severe weather, including the possibility of a couple of tornadoes. So that's what we'll be watching out for as the day goes on. So again, bear with me as I get this PowerPoint slide here to come up here. I did want to show you at least a couple of these, and maybe these will pop up. You know, love when things just don't quite work out the right way, but you know what? It's okay, because I think we'll get this to work here eventually. So let's go back to the radar here real quick. I do want to show you the radar, at least in a larger form, of what we're looking at, and I'll even put that in motion for you so you can see exactly the movement of these storms. And that's what you're going to notice as the day goes on. The storms are going to kind of be moving from south to north while also moving east. So that gives you actually a couple of ideas here of the change in wind direction that we're expecting as the day goes on. I'm not sure why this particular PowerPoint slide here is not showing up, but we will do. Let's see if we can get something else to pop up here. There it goes. All right, finally. So the remnants of Beryl coming through today. Of course, this particular one also not working, so we'll stick with the full screen view for at least right now. But the remnants of Beryl coming through as we go into the afternoon, the actual center of Beryl passing just to our north, and that is why we have the increased threat today for some severe weather, especially across central New York. I think the problem here is the fact that, yeah, let's move that out of the way. Let's see if we can get that to maybe move. Let's see if we can get this even larger. We'll do this a different way, but I think part of the problem is that we're seeing a couple of different screens on top of each other. So let's get back to the full screen. Anyway, the increased chance for flooding rain is around this afternoon as well, and we will definitely see that playing out as we go into the afternoon. The PWATS, in other words, the precipitable water vapor that is available, is exceptionally high. So when we have the atmosphere capable of producing 1 to 2 inches of rain in an hour, you do have the potential for flash flooding. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for as we go into the afternoon, is the potential for some flash flooding and the potential for 1 to 2 inches of rain to fall in a very short period of time. So let's try this one more time, because I do think that maybe I got it figured out here, hopefully. We don't want that. We want a particular type of display. There we go. I knew we'd figure it out eventually together, right, guys? All right, so here we are with the graphics now popping up the way they're supposed to. let's get on with the show, shall we? So we got, as I mentioned, the increased threat for some tornadic activity today. This is the Storm Prediction Center outlook. So when you look at the Storm Prediction outlook on a marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, and high scale, so in other words, on a scale of 1 through 5, we are at a level 3 in central New York. So there you see the graphic. So we have an enhanced risk for severe weather. And there's very good reason for that, because we have winds that are changing direction with height, and we have also a lot of moisture, so the air is very buoyant, so it'll be rising. So as the air is rising, it's going to gain some rotation. That gets these thunderstorms rotating. So not only are we concerned about damaging wind gusts with these thunderstorms, but we're concerned that some of these thunderstorms are going to gain some rotation as we head through the day. I do want to show you the future radar. So bear with me as I try to see if I can change the source here. But the future radar here does indicate that there is the risk for some severe weather from late morning through afternoon. So there's the radar finally agreeing with me to pop up. And as we move the clock forward here, you'll see that this is about noon or so, maybe just a little after noon. So we get 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Now, if you're watching my earlier weathercast from this morning, I was a little earlier with the timing. Is that good news? Not necessarily, because that means the atmosphere has a little bit longer to get primed up for severe weather. So as we head into the afternoon, things get hotter and hotter, right? The hottest time of the day in the summer is usually about 3 or 4 o'clock. So if we get that sun out for even longer and then we get the trigger, there's more fuel, showers and storms have more to work with, and then that increases the threat for severe weather. So that's really kind of why all the ingredients are coming together later on today for the potential for some severe thunderstorms. So let me move this down a little bit so you guys can see the bottom part of this graphic. And I want to show you what happens with the wind directions here, and especially early this morning. Do you see that at the bottom of the screen, there are these little barbs, little arrows, if you will, at the very bottom of the screen, right about, well, that's where I meant to start, right here. So you got wind that's going this way, and then with height, the wind starts to go this way. And what that is showing you is that with height, we do have a change in wind direction. So you can literally kind of imagine that playing out. You got the wind going this way, then the wind going that way. That change in wind direction is called shear. We have lots of that for today. So that's also another reason why there's an increased threat for severe weather heading into this afternoon. So let me make that a little bit bigger for you so you can see what I'm talking about, but also switch the source here on the larger screen over to that particular graphic that I was just showing. So there's the bigger graphic showing you on the right some of the other indicators. So CAPE is convective available potential energy. And that is on your screen there in the boxes here. So it's right, let's see if I can get my drawing tool back on. It's basically essentially, let's see, remove those. I think with making the screen smaller, I made it a little harder, but right here is CAPE. And CAPE is convective available potential energy. When that number gets very high, and watch the number there, above 2,000, that's a lot of energy. It even gets above 3,000. That is the type of CAPE value that you see in parts of the middle of the country, like out in Oklahoma. So we don't usually see that in Syracuse. So we're looking at the numbers for Syracuse. So that's a very high number. So I feel like at this point like I'm repeating myself, but you get the general idea that all the ingredients are coming together for some really significant severe weather as we head into this afternoon. So I did want to get back to some of my graphics here and show you the expectation as we head through the day and some of the other things to look out for. So again, there's the severe weather threat for today, really kind of the bullseyes right over the Syracuse area. We also have the potential for some flooding today. The potential for flooding is because we have that potential for these thunderstorms to produce 1 to 2 inches of rain in a short period of time. And that rain with that type of intensity can easily turn a regular neighborhood into a rushing river of water as it tries to find its lowest place. So flash flooding can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a creek or stream. It can happen in an urban area. It can happen in a neighborhood. It's just so much water, it has nowhere to go, and it falls over a short period of time. So that's especially a possibility across upstate New York into the Adirondacks today. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Of course, I always also want to talk about watches and warnings because a lot of times people don't know the difference. But a watch means that conditions are favorable for severe weather, and a warning means that it is actually happening. So, this is a graphic that I know I've shown lots of times, but a watch means all the ingredients are there. So there you are preparing your tacos, but you haven't put anything together yet. There's no actual taco yet. You just have all the ingredients. Then when you get a warning, you have an actual taco together. That's a warning. It means it's actually happening. And this afternoon, we do expect some severe thunderstorm warnings, possibly some tornado warnings. And so if you do have a warning issued for your area, that's more imminent. That means that you need to seek shelter immediately. And then here are kind of some of the things to do. If a warning is issued in your area, you want to get to the lowest level of your home, get into an interior room away from windows. Get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. We also expect this afternoon that there's going to be frequent lightning. So I know that this is the time of year a lot of folks are going to be outside, and it's going to be a hot afternoon. You're going to be at the pool. You're going to be at the lake. If you hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. You need to head inside because lightning, although it's not part of the severe weather criteria, can be very, very dangerous, and these storms are going to be producing frequent lightning today. So just be very careful. Again, today is a day where you want to be weather aware. This is not a day where you want to have your phone over there and not listening to the weather alerts, because today is a day where you want to be very close to your phone and paying close attention to where the warnings are, when the thunderstorms are arriving. And it doesn't have to be the Weather with Eric app. It can be whatever your favorite app is. Today I'm concerned about just everyone staying safe. So again, be very weather aware, stay safe today. The threat is certainly higher than we typically see in central New York. So just pay very close attention. And of course, I'll do my very best. I'll be working today, but I'll do my best in between everything else I'm doing to keep you updated on the latest weather alerts. So that is your weather update for this morning, an additional weather update. I hope everyone has a great Wednesday, a safe Wednesday. I do always say that, as long as you want there to be, there's a 100% chance of good things, and I really mean that. So let's stay optimistic, do our best, and have a great Wednesday. I'll talk to you guys soon.